This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Is the 35mm f1.2 Sigma lens worth the $1,500 price tag, or should you buy the 35 1.8 for half the price? Let's find out. All right, first time ever using the 35 f1.2 Sigma lens, and I'm gonna be testing it out and comparing it to the 35 1.8. Even though I don't have the 35 1.8, I'm gonna see if it's worth that extra money for a lens with this kind of aperture. I'm here with singer and model Faith Love, right? From Nashville, and she is gonna be modeling for me today. Anything you want to tell the people?
Hi, follow me on Instagram.
Follow her on Instagram.
This is Manny Ortez. Follow you on Instagram.
All right, y'all, we're gonna get to shooting. Nothing planned, just completely winging it right now. So let's go. All right, first composition. I don't know what this is here, but I got this big branch that has got a lot of texture to it. And I think that this will make a nice background. So I'm gonna shoot with a 35mm at a low angle, so that can be my background element, okay? Good. Good. Look past me over here, lower your chin a little bit, right there. Right there, 1, 2. Oh, that is butter. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shoot at f1.8. I'm gonna put my ISO auto really quickly. And I'm gonna switch from f1.8 and f1.2, see what the difference is. 1, 2, 3, that's 35, 1.8, and then 1.2. All right, we're gonna shoot at f1.2 really quick. Eye autofocus is working great. 1, 2, 3, boom. Now I'm gonna switch to f1.8, see what that looks like. Oh, wait, right there. 1, 2, perfect. Let's see what the difference looks like. All right, so we're gonna shoot at f1.2. 1, 2, 3, beautiful. Look at me again, separate your lips a little bit. Right there, that's it, that's the money shot. 1, 2, 3, now f1.8, same pose. Boom, woo! So beautiful. All right, now I'm gonna shoot with a lot of little bokeh balls in the background. There's a lot of like little lights over there, and this is really gonna show the difference between an f1.2 and an f1.8 aperture. So first I'm gonna shoot at f1.2. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Now we're gonna go to f1.8. Give me a little smile now. You got a nice smile. Right there. Good. Good, now f1.8. Well, I noticed that the vignetting is pretty bad at f1.2. See what happens? The corners get really dark, but that's to be expected anyways. Boom, perfect. All right, composition-wise, the squiggly lines, I kind of like that. That's what I'm kind of going for, the squiggly lines, all right? And I'm gonna actually frame that, whatever that is, on the top of my frame. Here we go. 1, 2, kind of do your own thing right now. Just have a little fun. Okay, 1, 2, 3, boom. Good, good. I'm gonna shoot at f1.8 now. Good. 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 I'm gonna shoot a little closer now. All right, f1.2. Beautiful, stay right there. Hold it here. f1.8. Good, a couple more. Good. Now separate your lips here. I like the head tilt. I love that. That back head tilt. Just like that. 1, 2, 3. Good. Hold it. And then f1.8. Good. Perfect. Naturally, naturally. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, like that, like you're in deep thought. Perfect. Yeah, that's the one. Got it. Hell yeah, these are so good. Let me take a look. All right, I'm about to tell you everything you need to know about the Sigma 35 1.2 that I feel is relevant and how it compares to the 35 1.8 Sony, which is currently my favorite 35mm lens. Now, image quality. 35 1.2. Take a picture at f1.2 pixel peep and you can see into someone's future. You can literally see what they're gonna be when they're older.
That's how sharp this lens is at f1.2. My only flaw, the only flaw that I can pick out with this lens is that there's a crazy amount of vignette. There's like a vignette party going on with these images. I don't mind that much because I usually add vignette, but not that much. So you can correct it in post, not that big a deal. 35 1.8 doesn't disappoint. It's just as sharp as this one at 1.8. Can't go wrong with either one, but I'm really impressed with the image quality at f1.2. Now, autofocusing. This, for the first time, I think a non-native lens beat a native lens. The Sigma 35-1.2 focuses really, really well. Even in low light, this one beat out this lens in my testing very, very slightly. 35 1.2 does have a shifty kind of autofocus, right? And it's noisy. So that's one thing that kind of put me off. But for the most part, it locked onto things in almost complete darkness that this lens couldn't do. Understand that you are gonna get noise with this lens. Now, when it comes to the build quality, this is where it gets interesting. 2.4 pounds, weighs more than a Sony 24-70 2.8 GM lens. So you better love the 35mm focal range to want this lens. It is massive. The 35 1.8 weighs a little bit more than a half a pound. That is why I use it. I want my kit as light as possible. Yes, I don't get the 35 1.2 kind of background blur, but when you step back, you're not getting that much background blur anyway. So I'm going to go with this lens all day, every day. But that's just me, and that's how I shoot. You are getting a monster setup here. You also get a weather sealing gasket here that the 35 1.8 doesn't have, and you get a lot of features. You get the aperture ring, you got the AF MF switch, you got a button here that you can customize in the menu, and you got the click on, click off. I'm not a big fan of all this stuff anyways. I don't care about that. I just want the lens to work well. It definitely works well. Let's talk about pricing. $1,500, $750, literally double the price. Are you getting double the performance out of this lens? That is a big hell no. You're not getting double the performance. But this lens is for people out there, number one, that absolutely love the 35mm focal range, and number two, they're obsessed with background blur. This is for my bulkaholics out there. Yes, they made this lens specifically for you. If you're gonna put this in your camera bag and weigh and break your back just to carry around a 35mm lens, this one is for you. Okay, so I can't blame you for buying a lens like this. This lens is a monster. If you have the money to get it. You're gonna be super happy with it. If you're thinking about getting the 35 1.4 from Sony, which is also a great performer, there's a lot of bad copies out there. Look on the internet. This one is a good copy. The thing is, this is also a big lens. And if I'm gonna spend over $1,000 for a 35 1.4, I might as well get the 35 1.2 from Sigma, and that is just my personal opinion. I'm gonna continue to use the 35 1.8 because of the size and the weight and the awesome performance that you get out of this lens. So that is my take on the Sigma 35 1.2. Do you own the Sigma 35 1.2? Have you used it? Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, let me send a shout out to my sponsor. You probably know who this is, Squarespace. If you're looking for a website, blog, or an online store, make sure to check out Squarespace. I've been using them for years. I even have an online store with them. You can check out my portrait retouching tutorial on my Squarespace website, where I show you how I retouch my images from start to finish, dodging and burning, smoothing out the skin. This is the kind of stuff to literally take your work to the next level, okay? Because raw files just don't do it. We need to be able to polish our images up real nice in post without spending an hour, okay? So check that out. That's my online store on there. I also sell my presets on there, and Squarespace makes it a lot easier to do it, okay? So if you use the coupon code Manny down below, you'll get 10% off your first purchase, so it does not hurt to check it out, all right? Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.